Hello, Weebs and Normies. Welcome to the Anime Club. I'm Graham.
And I'm George.
All right, we got solo leveling. Last time he fought, I thought for sure he was going to freaking die or something and maybe have to respawn. But he fought that Cerberus and basically found the dungeon to hell that has the drink of life. What was it? It's
Elixir of life?
The elixir of life. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you think we're going to be revisiting that as the season finale?
That would imply that he is S rank by the end of the season, right? Or at least, well, could a single S rank person go into an S rank dungeon? Or do you think it still needs to be a full team of S ranks?
It's definitely got to be a full team for sure.
Yeah, so then
or at least
an
S rank,
right?
And at least an S rank supported by like a bunch of other A and maybe some Bs. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder. Yeah. So I like you. I don't think an S rank could solo an S rank dungeon.
Right.
So I don't know. So he'd have to be stronger than an S rank to solo that dungeon by himself. He does have like perks, and he could have crazy good gear by that point, but I don't know. I feel like that's something that's going to be a little bit further in the future, but I could be wrong. It's just there's so much that comes with it because his mom would come back, and I feel like that's like a big motivation that's keeping him going right now is his mom. And so it's like, okay, well, I just cured my mom. I guess he might do the get the 30 billion from that one dude. I forget his name, but he might do that. Yeah, so he might do like, all right, I get the elixir of life, I get the 30 billion. This is obviously Korean currency, so I don't know what that would translate to in real dollars, I guess.
Yeah, I wonder if they're using Korean currency or are they using yen?
Or yen, maybe. Either way. So like let's pretend it's yen. How much would it be 30 billion yen? It's like 3 million or something?
Was it billion or million?
I want to say it was 30 billion.
So if it was 30 billion, take 2 zeros off that. So then 3 billion. So then 300 million.
300 million? I mean, dude can freaking retire on an island with that kind of money. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's Korean, I don't know what that would translate to, but still, like, billion is a big number. So, like, let's just say it's even like $3 million. That's still, retire money. So
yeah, but if you could level up and you're this unique individual, would you want to retire? Like I just had I just had like a thought in my head where I was thinking, well, he could get so strong at some point if he doesn't have a level cap that he could go and probably clear all of the dungeons that appear as they appear.
Yeah.
Right? Like he could be so fast that he could go in one dungeon, kill everything just lightning fast, and then zoom to the next one, and just like boom, 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 clear them all, and then all the gates are gone. And then he just beats them as they appear. And then he's like the guy.
Well, even if he retires, he has to keep doing the dailies unless he like doesn't care about the punishment anymore. Maybe he's so strong that he's just like, I could literally like just flick this thing and the air pressure from my flick just like slices it in half or whatever, right?
Right, exactly. He becomes All Might essentially. He just air punches things.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, maybe it's like survive like 4 hours and he's like, I don't want to take 4 hours of my day. Let me just get my dailies done. Right? I'll do those in 30 seconds. I can run 10 kilometers in 10 seconds.
Yep.
But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what the limit is for him. I'd like to see. It would be such a good way to gauge to see another S rank do 10 kilometers. Like, see how fast they are, right? And maybe the way the awakening works is not everyone gets like strength, speed, because it's stat distribution, right? So maybe not everyone gets it the same as he's getting it. Maybe some dude is like an S rank because he's crazy fast, and some dude's like crazy strong or has like a lot of like crazy intellect or whatever. There's only 7 of them, so they all seem relatively well distributed stats wise, right? No one seems like crazy slow but strong or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I wonder about that because his sister was running with him and they ran 10 km together.
Yeah.
Right. So, you'd
Yeah.
imagine that S ranks would be able to do that without even breaking a sweat.
Yeah, she did it. And he do 2? Yeah, he did it twice, and he finished, and he was like waiting for her to catch up, and she's just catching up. It's like, holy crap, what are you doing? Or I don't remember exactly what she said, and then he's like, sorry, I got to do another one, and then he does another 10K. So
exactly.
He's clearly well above average.
Yeah. Yeah. So you think he's at an A or an S rank right now?
I want to say high B, low A right now.
Really?
I don't think he's quite S. Yeah.
He
I
just
think he
killed
was like
the Cerberus, who is from essentially what we understand is an S rank dungeon. He killed it solo, an S rank monster.
Yeah. So I guess it depends on what the Cerberus is. Is it an S rank monster, or is it a monster in an S rank dungeon, potentially making the Cerberus like, I don't know, maybe high A rank or maybe even low S rank, right? But it's not like.
So let's say that the Cerberus is A rank. Let's be generously on the low side and say it's an A rank monster. He soloed it. You can't just be an A rank and go solo an A rank, like big old monster like that. He's got to be at least, I think he's at least very high A rank, probably S rank at this point.
Maybe. It just depends on what the Cerberus is, right? The only thing we have to gauge it off right now is like all the other stuff that he fought. And he did fight like bosses and stuff. But then he also bought the, what's the steel fang thing? What was that called?
Yeah.
Lycan?
Yeah. Lycan.
And we're like, oh, bro, this is the mini boss, right? Like, or whatever the heck we were saying. And it was just a regular enemy.
Right.
But for him at that stage, might as well been a mini boss, right? So it's like, okay, is this the Lycan version of an S rank dungeon where it's like, you see 3 or 4 Cerberuses roaming an area, but then again, it was solo.
But
so maybe
why
it's like
wouldn't?
mini
Okay,
boss.
but hold on. If we're gonna hold to that same logic, we gotta apply it all the way fundamentally, because he fought one of the wolves, and then there was a bunch of wolves, right? There was only
so that's
one
what I'm saying.
Cerberus.
Cerberus was alone. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it feels like he's around like S rank right now, just based on what's happened. So, which seems fast. We're at episode 8. We're at episode 8.
That's my hesitation, right, for saying that he's already S rank is because
he's at least, we could agree he's at least A though.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking high A. Well, yeah, mid to high A probably. Actually, I said maybe high B, low A, but high B seems
definitely
too low.
Not
actually,
B. Yeah, definitely not B.
Yeah. So, but that's part of my hesitation for saying he's like S rank already. It's like, bro, we're not even done with the first season. Like, what is the rest of the show about? Right? Like,
right.
So much for like the focusing on leveling. Like, yeah, there's been a focus so far, but that's like one season of who knows how many seasons there can be of this show. So like, where do we go from here? How do you keep escalating the stakes without just like throwing your whole grading system to the side, right? So that's part of my hesitation for saying
or
he's
invalidating
already S rank.
The whole cast. Like if he gets so strong, if he's already at like S, like is he going to be invalidating all these S rank characters we've never heard of? Like
yeah. So
yeah,
one way to find out though.
All right, let's freaking do it. I wonder if there's items that can resurrect someone.
Oh, that's a good question.
Never been so freaking motivated to level up.
Yeah.
You know, I've noticed that he has these glowing eyes when he's really focused and motivated to level up or kill something. I wonder if there's like an implication to that there's something more to it, right? That it's like
it's more than just a visual
of the system is like, I must level up more, right? I wonder if there's something to that, or if it's just like, oh, he's so cool, right? It's just like a cool effect.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh.
状況が変わった。ただし一つ条件がある。
はい、なんだっておっしゃってください。
君と俺、二人で行くこと。
Oh.
He wants all the XP.
ですが、C 級ゲートに入るにはメンバー
Just have them enter at the beginning and just chill.
俺たち二人が無事なら19回のレイドを怪我人ゼロで終えることができる。19回連続無事故の攻撃隊。親父さんに実力を認めてもらう絶好の材料じゃないか。
Good point. Good
yeah,
point.
but like, okay, here's
I wonder
the
if
thing,
he takes. Yeah, well, I was gonna say, I wonder if he'll take some of the 30 billion to buy their silence. If he'll say like, take half of the 30 billion you were gonna give me, and we'll distribute it against the other guys to buy their silence, so they don't say anything or something.
But like, even still, yeah, the silence of the others aside, even still, he's saying like, oh, well, wouldn't it be so great you can impress your dad with these no casualties? Yeah, but then you have this guy who has like essentially no experience because he hasn't done anything in any raids yet. You've got like all the people that didn't get trained up that he would maybe want or need in a guild. And now you're going to have him lead an actual guild of people who think you know what's going on. And there's going to be a mass amount of freaking casualties at that point because everyone's a freaking noob. They just fake their way to the top and then it's going to be a catastrophe. So what does it matter if you faked your way with no casualties up to that point? Like,
yeah, the guild leader part, because he's only D rank, right? I think he's
this guy
D rank. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's D rank. And
yeah,
so like even when he becomes guild leader, he's gonna have to rely on other people to clear like higher level dungeons and stuff. But the leadership experience, I agree with you, is invaluable. Like knowing kind of what shots to call, even if you're not strong enough to execute, like you need to have that experience. So yeah,
yeah,
we'll see what
so
he says.
it seems ridiculous that he would do this
accept
because
that?
he's setting himself up for catastrophic failure later.
Yeah, we'll see if he realizes that. He doesn't realize it.
I wonder, like, they keep teasing these characters. I wonder when something's gonna actually happen with them.
Yeah. I wonder if they tell us how far she ran just now. I like all this like little bit of world building that they do.
I wish this was more of a conversation and less of an exposition dump.
Yeah. So I didn't want to pause in the middle of his basically exposition dump there, but did he say that the gates that don't go to auction end up going to the government to deal with? So they auction out the gates. That's a really interesting bit
I
of
totally
info.
missed that. I didn't see that at all. I freaking had a brain aneurysm apparently.
Yeah, so like they auction it out to I'm guessing one of the 5 guilds, which
Makes
is
sense.
probably why some of those lower gates are just like handled by kind of like random hunters, I guess, so to speak, because they're like, oh, it's not profitable for us to go in there. Let's just let the government deal with that. Interesting. That's a very interesting way to approach it. But it makes sense that it would kind of be that way. What? Bro, I don't think that's worthless. I think that's gonna mean something. Oh.
He's only level 26? Oh, we were just talking about this. What's the plan for him, I wonder?
Yeah, is he gonna get retested and get higher dungeons maybe? Oh, is this guy?
Dang.
勝手に話進めんといて
Jeez.
よ。自分のことは自分で決めれるからほっといて。ちょっと何あんた。
What a thing to say to your daughter. You're such a scaredy cat. Everyone's strong. Do they even need you?
頑張ってみよう。
Bro, they are all gonna meet up.
Yeah, it
All the
seems
people
like
from that first dungeon.
they're gonna notice, like, wait a second, this guy's a
Yeah.
little different.
I know you. I know you. Wait, what is this?
Yeah, there it
Not
is.
so weak anymore.
報告ということは断ったということでいいのか
Nah, she's thinking about it.
その場でお断
Ah,
りしました。
dang. I thought she was gonna play some moves on him.
Do you think Sung's gonna be the guild master for this new Jujin construction
No,
thing?
I don't think so.
人々は恐怖とともにあの島のことを忘れ去ろうとして
They did talk about this island before, yeah.
それは仕方ないことだ。
Yeah, I thought that was just a dungeon though.
世論を動かす必要があります
So this thing is not a gate.
そのため
It's possible that a bunch of gates show up there and no one takes care of them, so the islands become overrun with monsters.
Ah, that's probably what it is. Yeah.
剣士である私が魔法系ハンターとして覚醒したのもまた運命。それには何か理由があるのだろう。
Okay, so he can still function even without the other arm, right? Because he's magic
Yeah, he's a
based.
mage, looks like.
なんたる偶然。あの日のメンバーが揃うとは。
Wow,
Oh,
it really
wow.
is.
お見舞い
Oh, is
Who's
this a
gonna
kid?
be?
こっちにも若い
What?
いるじゃねえ
They brought criminals?
か。なんだそっちの兄ちゃんとできてんのか
What?
減刑が目的ですので危険行為をしたりはしません。
Unlikely to cause trouble? Yeah,
人手が
doubt.
足りないのです。ご理解ください。
なん
Exodus of local hunters. What happened?
少しでも勝手な真似をしたらどうなるか分かってるだろうな。
Those guys look the opposite of remorseful for whatever
Yeah,
their,
like,
their crime
They're
is.
so clearly freaking evil, like what?
Yeah.
キム君も構わないか私がリーダーをしても。好きにしてください。
Hmm.
Oh, this is the other guy that was there testing
ダンジョ
him.
ンでは私が先頭を務
I
めます
think.
承知しま
Uh,
した。それでは行きましょう。
he certainly
At
has
the
his eye
hospital?
on him, though. Yeah, I'm not sure. The three comically evil characters they're pretending are not comically
ダ
evil.
ンジョンへ。
Yeah, they'll betray someone in the dungeon, I'm sure.
Yeah, like,
they'll
it's
try
so
to do something to
obvious.
get out. Yeah.
It's so obvious it's gonna happen with those guys, but all right.
And
Yeah,
so you don't
so-
feel bad for them at all once they die. You're just like, well,
Yeah,
they get what they deserve.
so goofy that they're playing it off like, no, they'll be totally fine, guys. And there's like, hey, I can't wait to do some evil deeds, guys. Like, don't worry, they're gonna be totally fine. I'll take care of it. Like, okay. Yeah, I wonder if anyone will even do anything here, or if Sung is just gonna go in and solo because he wants to get all the XP himself, right?
Yeah, there's got to be something significant about the fact that they've all reunited. Almost wonder if it's like not to metagame it so much, but like the system, or not metagame it, right? But like meta analyze, like the system's like pulling all these people together for one reason or another.
Well, but this isn't based on the system, though. This is just the gate.
But it's just like
The natural
there's so
gate.
many D rank hunters, C rank hunters, right? It's like, okay, they said there's an exodus and there's a shortage, but really these were the only ones that were
right? Yeah, yeah.
right. So it's like, I wonder if there's something more significant, or maybe really it was just happenstance, which is fine too.
Hmm.
Yeah, so the reason I mentioned too, though, like, what if Sung becomes a guild master or something for this construction company is because all the other S ranks are tied up. They're already with other guilds. Like, it seems like they're pretty loyal to their guild. So
Yeah, but like, wouldn't it be kind of, I don't know. The only reason I said that is because like it's called solo leveling. It just seems odd to me that like it's solo leveling and he's gonna like lead a guild. But maybe it's solo leveling in the aspect that just he levels up,
Just he can
but
level.
he's
Yeah.
gonna work in a party still, and it's not like he's doing everything solo. But I don't know. It's hard to say, right? Because he really does want to get all the XP for himself. So how does he square that with, leading a guild?
Yeah, the other thing that was really interesting that they introduced here was the fact that he's getting diminishing returns on like
Right.
his dailies and like all the stuff, like how much he's leveling up. So, let's say
Diminishing
he's
returns in
leveled.
the fact that like putting 1 point into his like strength now that it's like 80, 90 is not giving as much, right? So he needs to level up faster, right?
Yeah, but like
Oh.
let's say, right, he levels up, I don't know. Well, so I guess is it two things. It's the amount of points aren't giving him as much bang for their buck, and two, leveling is taking longer, or is it just the points?
It's just the points. He was saying that in reference to the points, right? His leveling up is the same. Like, let's
Okay.
pretend his leveling up curve is always the same indefinitely, right? And so, but every time, let's say he gets a level a day. Well, at the beginning, when he had 10 strength, a level a day is 10% or, less exponentially.
Yeah.
But now that he has 90, like leveling up a level a day is like, bro, I don't see any difference for like a week, right?
Yeah.
So it needs to be that he needs to level up more, as he said, efficiently, more quickly, so that like instead of leveling up once a day, he's leveling up 5 times a day or 10 times a day, right? To make that same kind of exponential, like proportionately significant increase to his stats. So he needs a way to take in more XP, basically.
Yeah, essentially the reason why I'm like discussing all this is because like, okay, let's extrapolate this out, I don't know, 5 years from now, right? Like, and he's let's say he's B rank now. I think he's higher than that, but let's just say he's B rank now.
Sure.
In a year, he makes it to S rank. In 4 more years beyond that, like, are we talking he's, so strong it might as well be classified as a new rank? Or has the leveling slowed down so much that it's like, he's the strongest of the S ranks, but by, 10% stronger than the strongest S rank, right? So that's kind of what I'm trying to get at is, okay, what's the scaling? What's this look like down the road, right? Are they trying to set the seeds now that like, yeah, he'll continue to level for basically forever, but it's going to become so much harder for him to differentiate himself from the other S ranks that the scenario we're talking about where he becomes, a rank unto his own is possible and might still happen, but is so far off in the future that we're talking, season 3, he makes it to G rank or whatever, right? Like,
right.
How does that play out in the future?
Yeah, I think there's no indication right now that leveling itself has slowed down, but there's certainly an interesting indication with the fact that he is only still gaining like the 3 skill points per level, right? That definitely has changed. It hasn't changed at all. So, his is, again, if you have a higher base stat, then getting 3 points isn't going to be as good. But, it's hard to say, right? Like, yeah, it's really hard to say because the leveling hasn't decreased in a speed way. He just says, like, I need to get more levels now to keep that rate of growth. So, yeah, maybe he'll slow down a little bit around A to S rank. But, like, I guess I would imagine the idea of the show is that he doesn't necessarily stop there, right? So it can't slow down too much because he's going to keep going and become, like, ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he will get crazy strong, right? It's just, what's the timeline? What are we looking at here, right?
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where it goes and how they're going to play that off. Because, like, at some point, he's going to have to not just be S rank strong. He's going to have to be well above S rank strong, like well above. Because, like, there's an island, right, where a bunch of S ranks or A's and some S ranks failed. So at some point, he's going to go to this island. It's going to become relevant to the plot. So he's got to not only be S rank strong. He needs to be so strong that he can do things that a whole group of very powerful hunters couldn't do, right?
Yeah.
If that's the route they're taking.
Multiple S ranks together, right?
Right. Like if we're taking solo leveling at face value, that like really emphasis on the solo part, which they're kind of seeming like they're going to lean into more, where he's talking about like he needs to do everything himself, then, you know, solo leveling, does that mean solo fighting, or is that solo leveling with, you know, when he's fighting alongside the S ranks as well? So we'll have to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, good stuff. This is getting good.
Yeah,
it's getting really good. I'm really
interesting.
excited for next week to see what happens in this new dungeon. I have a feeling it's going to be something significant. It's not just going to be just your run of the mill reunion for reunion's sake, but we'll see. Maybe it is just that, just, I don't know, a touching moment or something.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like a normal dungeon. I think it's just going to be used to facilitate their interaction with Jing.
Relationship building.
Yeah, I think.
I could see that. And
then it gives them an excuse to like show whoever this purple hair guy is, right? It's gonna blow his like growth open to the public, right? Like these 5 are gonna see it. This purple guy is gonna see it, especially if in fact it is the guy who assessed him a while back. Everyone's gonna see what's going on, and I think that's the purpose of this dungeon, is to kind of blow this wide open to the public. Yeah.
That would make sense, actually.
Right.
Yeah, because he can't keep it forever. And that's the other thing I was going to mention, too, right? Like, he wants to level faster. Does he go and get himself reassessed so that he can be
Get higher dungeon offers?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
They're like, hey, I reawakened. I'm actually A rank or whatever. Right? I don't want any of these E rank dungeons or D rank stuff. But yeah,
true. Yeah, because they haven't alluded to the fact that there's anything different about this particular dungeon, right? So they haven't been building up to that. I'd be surprised if this dungeon's unique in any way. But they have been like really kind of putting some dominoes here of like the old people meeting, and this other guy from the association is here and he's sus on him, and so yeah, we'll have to see.
Okay, all right. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. This was a great episode. The series is getting really, really good. If you want to see this episode and all the stuff we have going on currently 2 weeks ahead of time, go ahead and check out our Patreon or our channel membership. But with that, we'll see you guys next time.
Everybody,
take care.